Minnesota and western Wisconsin are not alone in feeling the freeze.
And the cold weather brings all sorts of hazards and headaches. Mary McGuire is live on the WCCO rooftop this morning with more on the extreme cold that has crippled our country. Mary, we got a little break yesterday.
We did. It's amazing how warm 15 degrees felt yesterday. Unfortunately, those temps are set to tumble again in just a couple of hours. But, you know, they say that misery loves company, so at least we're not the only ones shivering across the country. Now, in Texas, residents don't typically have to drive on ice like this. This was all caused by a sprinkler head that broke in a townhome in the midst of the cold. The icy snow can also turn tragic. In upstate New York, the snow caused a 75-car pileup that left at least one person dead. Many people had to be cut out of their cars, and it took crews about 8 hours to clear the scene. Officials say weather was a huge factor in that accident. And scenes like this one in Iowa are playing out all over the country as firefighters battle fire and ice. As they try to fight those flames with water, ice begins to build up on everything.
Fighting equipment freezing up because as soon as it gets wet, you know, we froze up like a popsicle.
Now, parts of Niagara Falls are frozen as a result of this frigid spell. The mist created by the water has been freezing instantly on trees and walkways. The last time these falls completely froze was 80 years ago, back in 1938. Now, ironically, one of the few places that's relatively balmy, Anchorage, Alaska, where skaters were in T-shirts. Temperatures yesterday were in the 40s, about twice as warm as normal. The state is expected to cool down a bit today, but the relatively high temperatures aren't terribly out of the norm lately. The last 3 years rank among the top 4 warmest years on record in Alaska. And as those temperatures continue to drop today, I know that Allie mentioned it, be careful on the roads. It was a little bit slick coming into the station this morning. That salt that MnDOT puts down, it only really works when temperatures are 20 degrees and above, so we do expect some refreeze as those temperatures begin to drop. I never thought I would say this, Kim, but Alaska is looking pretty good.
I know, right? It's been so strange. Now, this cold weather, we know here in Minnesota that it also helps with an annual tradition.
Of course, the Ice Castle, which of course is coming back. Take a look at this. The ice is being harvested today for the St. Paul Winter Carnival Ice Palace. These pictures are from Green Lake and Spicer, where they've been getting the harvest area ready this week. It will take about 3 days to cut out all the necessary blocks as they start arriving in St. Paul on Saturday. Here's a look at a rendering of that design. Isn't that pretty? The castle will stand 70 feet tall, consisting of about 4,000 quarter-ton blocks of ice. It should take about 2 weeks to build in Rice Park, and it will be free to the public. I know that Super Bowl organizers, they are hoping that it will stay cold, so that will stay intact and majestic as folks come to the North Star State for that big event come February.
That's always a concern here in Minnesota, but Mary, judging by the forecast, I think so far we're going to be in good shape with how
we're
cold
looking good.
There is always a silver lining. All right, Mary, thank you.